We were doing all these examples using the command prompt of IDLE software. Now today we will also understand how to create Python script file. The Python script files are saved on a hard disk and they have the extension .py. So they are called Python script files. Let's create a Python script file with a small program so that you understand how to write syntax, how to write statements, what is the syntax and how to use them in your Python scripting file. Hi, now we are comfortable writing syntax on command prompt of IDLE software. We should learn now how to create Python scripting file. Whatever commands or syntax you are writing using this command prompt, we will be using file to write those commands. To create a Python scripting file, go to File menu, say New File, write your commands over here or write the programs over here, then say File, Save As. You can save the file in desired location. The extension of the file will be .py or .pyw, that is Python scripting file. Give the name to the file, say this is my first program. So first, the file will be saved as first.py. Suppose if I want to write a program that will accept name, age and percentage from the user. So I'm using hash to write comment in the scripting file. As I have told you earlier that whatever statement you write and that begins with hash, that will be considered as comment for the program and it will not be interpreted by the Python interpreter. Input, enter your name. This function will accept the value from the user and we need to store the input, so we should have variable name at left hand side. So this line will create a variable name. It will ask or it will prompt the user to input his name. Whatever input is given by the user, that value will be written by input function and it will be stored in name variable. Again, I have written a comment in my program file. This line will prompt the user to enter his age, but we need a variable at left hand side to store the returned value. Again a comment. Input, enter, percentage, and at left hand side there should be a variable to store the return value. See, we are very much familiar with these statements because we have used these statements at this command prompt. But instead of writing the syntaxes directly at the command prompt, I am creating a file with the name first.py. So this is my program file or scripting file. As we know that a program comprises of set of instructions to perform a task. So this file, that is first.py, is my first program that comprises of all these instructions to perform a task that prompts the user to enter his name, his age, and percentage. Now let's print the input values. To print something on the screen, we make use of print function. So we say printf, print function. What I want to print? Name, the value of name, the value of age, and the value of variable PERC. Now let's run this file, save the file. You can press F5 to run the program, or you can run the module from the menu. The program is started. I'll enter name, I'll enter age and percentage, and whatever input I have given to the program will be printed on the screen like this. So let's understand this program, because it is the entire program is executed line by line. So when you run the program, this comment is ignored by the interpreter. It goes to this line which says there is a variable name, and the function input will prompt the user to enter his name. So exactly this has happened. Input function gets executed. It prompts the user to enter his name or her name. Whatever input is given here gets stored in this variable. Now it goes to the third line, which is again a comment line. Then it goes to fourth line. This input function prompts the user to enter his age. The value input by the user gets stored in variable age. Then the fifth line is again a comment. Then sixth line asks the user to enter percentage. The value or the percentage input by the user gets stored in variable PERC. So this program makes uses of three variables. One, name to store name or string value, age to store integer value, and percentage to store float value. But we need to remember one thing. When you use input function to accept values from the user, all the input values are returned by input function and get stored in variables as string values. No matter you are providing integer or float values or size numbers or string value, every input will be considered as string values if you use input function to accept values from the user during the execution of the program. If I want to check the type, let's say print type of name, then type of age, then type of PERC. Let's execute the program once again. Okay, this statement is not terminated properly because printf function make uses of round brackets. So I have started this, but I have not terminated it using the closing part of it. You can see all the variables All the inputs, they are of string type. In further sessions, we will learn how to convert string data type to integer when we want to perform arithmetic operations.